You're on the road with Noble Outfitters, and you know, over the past year we've been all around this country visiting wonderful places and wonderful stores, and each week we have seen a wonderful child that has told us a little bit about themselves, and we call that the Noble Child of Tomorrow. The Noble Child of Tomorrow for us really means a young person that's out there and doing things. They're farming, they're driving tractors, they're barrel racing, they're doing things outside, they're also doing their chores, doing a great job for their parents, and we're celebrating that. And we'd like to show you today all the different Noble Childs of the Week that we have done, and you're gonna enjoy seeing all these wonderful stories. And hopefully we're gonna encourage the children that are out there sitting at home, sitting on the sofa watching TV, playing video games, to get outside, do some chores, ride your horses, take care of the animals, work on the farm, earn a few bucks, start a bank account, and make America great, just like your grandparents and your parents did. Stay tuned. We'll be right back with the Noble Child of Tomorrow throughout the whole year.
In the mid-1800s, America was pushing west and expanding at a rate unknown to any previous civilization. Americans pursued their dreams and unlimited opportunity. But they needed food, equipment, seeds, and tack to press on beyond the established cities and towns already settled. Out of this demand, a new retailer was born, the General Store, who handled everything a westward family would need to survive. Today, these retailers provide rural Americans the same materials, service, and expertise that made them invaluable over 150 years ago. Join Noble Outfitters as we rediscover the retailing backbone of America. Hear their story in their own words, how they've not only survived, but actually thrived in the modern world. Come along as we go on the road with Noble Outfitters.
Sienna is about the cutest little bug you've ever seen. And Sienna is a horseback rider, I understand, correct?
Yes.
What's the name of your horse?
Nutter Butter.
Say that again.
Nutter Butter.
Nutter Butter. Where'd you come up with that name? Sounds like a cookie.
It is.
It is? Do you like Nutter Butter cookies? So tell me a little about yourself. How old are you?
7.
7 years old. And you are in what grade? High school or?
First grade.
Oh, first grade. Okay. Now what are you going to do when you get older?
Be a teacher.
You want to be a teacher? What grade would you like to teach?
First grade.
First grade. Same as your age right
Yeah.
now. Yeah. You have your horse. So do you work around the house and help with the chores?
Yes.
What do you do to help with the chores?
Sometimes I sweep the barn sometimes.
Yeah. And you have to get sometimes you have to get the poop out of the barn, right? Well, you got to do that too. Well, hey, horses poop, right? Yeah, so you got to take care of that, but that's part of the job, right? You got to get in there and do it. Do you get a little allowance for doing that?
Yeah.
Yeah, how much do you get?
$2.
$2 for $2 a day, or how much do you get? $2 a day or $2 a week? Or
$2 a day.
$2 a day for helping out? That's pretty good. I'm sitting here with Gracie Billet. Gracie, nice to meet you, sweetheart.
Nice to meet you too.
And I understand you ride horses and shoot while you're on the horses.
Yep, we do cowboy mounted shooting.
Cowboy mounted shooting. And how old were you when you started riding horses?
I was just a baby when I started riding, and I got my first horse when I was 3.
That's great. That's great. So do you enjoy the cowboy riding and then also shooting and doing that?
I'm a wrangler, so when you're 12 you can shoot, but right now I just carry the cap guns and point at the balloons.
I see. And then when you're 12, you're going to actually have some loads in there so it'll pop the balloon.
Yep.
Okay. And how old are you now?
I am 10.
10. Okay, wonderful. So now, how'd you win that beautiful buckle you've got there?
I was High Point Wrangler for our club, the Keystone Cowboys.
Wonderful. So do you also help out around the house and help keep keep your horses taken care of and help mom and dad around the house?
Yep, I enjoy mucking out the stalls and brushing the horses and sweeping the aisles.
I love it. I love it. Do you know that the biggest part of what I want to explain to the kids out there across the country is that they need to get out and do things like this and do some work and ride their horses and get outside and play and stop staying inside and playing with those video games all day long.
Mm-hmm.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Okay, well, I think that's a good thing for everybody to do. Now, one of the things that I'm thinking about is you're so determined, you're so, you're so motivated to do wonderful things. What are you going to do when you get older?
Well, I plan on being a dog groomer, and I also would like to train horses.
Train horses and be a dog groomer. So, you ever think about maybe even being a veterinarian, huh? You could take care of the dogs and pets.
I thought about that, but then I thought you have to go to college for a really long time, and I don't want to do that.
You don't want to do that. You'd rather get to work quick, huh?
Yeah.
I like it. Well, no matter what you're going to do, you're going to need to work hard, and you need to save your money and get a bank account. Do you have a bank account?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I have a gift for you, and I want you to put this in your bank. It's a $100 bill. What do you think about that?
Wow.
Okay. Well, I want you to put that in your bank, and I want you to remember me, and I want you to say, Dan told me to save my money, put my money in the bank so I could go to school and I could be whatever I want. Because I have the feeling, Gracie, that if you wanted to do something and you put your mind to it, you would do it. So whatever you want to do, as long as you've got some money in the bank, you could do that.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. It was tremendous meeting you today, Gracie, and I wish you all the best luck when you become a wrangler and you get to pop those balloons.
Thank you.
You're welcome. This morning I have with me Jody Witter. How are you, Jody?
Good, how are you?
Good. How old are you?
I'm 9 years old.
You're 9. And tell me a little bit about yourself. What do you like doing?
I like riding horses, I do cheerleading, and I like playing with my cousins.
Yeah. What do you think you're going to be doing when you get older? You're not married, are you?
No!
Oh, well, I didn't know.
I'm in 3rd grade.
Okay, I didn't know. You got a boyfriend?
No! Ew.
Okay, yeah. Boys are, yeah, okay. That'll change one of these days. But anyway.
Ew.
So what do you see yourself doing when you get to be older?
I want to be a pediatrician.
A pediatrician, taking care of babies. You'd be a doctor for babies, huh?
For kids.
Oh, for kids.
It's not just for babies, it's for kids.
Well, you've been doing some research on this, huh? Do you have a bank account?
I don't know.
Well, you need to get a bank account. Start saving up some money for college.
I have a savings account.
Oh, savings account.
Does that
works.
work?
Yep, that works. Savings account is good. How much you got in there?
I'm not sure. My dad keeps track, though.
Okay. So are you, when you work, are you doing a little work and your dad gives you like an allowance and he puts a little money in your savings?
We get paid, and then we do fence jobs, and then the guy pays us each the same amount because mommy gets this amount, daddy gets this amount, I get this amount, and the boys get this amount.
So you get paid when you're doing the fencing? Mm-hmm. I love that. I have a gift for you. I want you to put this in your bank and I want you to save it. It's a $100 bill. And I want you to remember me, and I want you to remember how important it is to work hard and save your money so that you can go to school and you can be that pediatrician and you can take care of not just babies, but kids. Right. You taught me something today. I thought the pediatrician just took care of babies.
No, not just babies.
Okay. Well, I learned something today. Thank you for teaching me that. And thank you for sitting around and talking to me a little bit.
Thank you.
You're on the road with Noble Outfitters. We'll be right back. It's a pleasure to meet you, Lauren.
It's a pleasure to meet you.
So tell me a little bit about your riding. I understand you're quite a rider.
Well, I've been riding ever since I was 6 months old. My mom would hold me on the horse while her friend would walk.
6 months.
Yes.
So I can see diapers and a horse and everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's an early start.
Yeah, and then I've been in Pony Club for 7 years, And I have a little pony, Peanut. He's like 10'3", and he's a Shetland
Peanut.
cross. Yeah. And I would do Shetland pony racing with him and games. And then I have a bigger pony, Daisy, and I do dressage with her. And then
very cool.
I also have a business where I do like make horse brow bands. And
You make horse brow bands?
Yes.
Okay, well, I need to check out your product, and I need to see how we can maybe put that into the Noble Outfitters line and distribute that all over the country.
I have a brow band here.
Oh, well, let's just get with it, okay, right here.
This is one I recently made for Valentine's Day.
Okay, so this is a Valentine's brow band. It's beautiful. And how much will this cost? How much could I buy this for?
Well, their selling price that I normally sell them for is about $45.
$45, okay. And what does it cost to make these?
Probably about $8 to $10.
About $8 to $10, and a lot of that is the materials and stuff, and then you have your labor involved.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe I could buy these at wholesale for maybe 12, and then I would sell them, and then the store would sell them, and then hey, we could be billionaires. That'd be great. I have the extreme pleasure of meeting with Grayson Ketter today. And how are you today?
Good.
Good. Good to meet you. And I can tell you something right now. This country is amazing. You're blessed with living in the best country in the world. The United States of America allows everybody to have a chance to go to work hard, learn something, do whatever they want to do. So if you want to become a teacher, it's just as easy as staying in school, working hard, doing a good job, and becoming a teacher. But you might have to be saving up some money to go to school because school's expensive, so you got to save up your money to go to college.
I put a lot of my money in the save account.
You have some savings account already?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna start out by giving you a little boost to your bank account. This is a $100 bill, okay? And yeah, you like money, don't you? So I want you to take this $100 bill. I want you to put it in your bank and save it. And I want you to remember me, and I want you to remember that every time you put money in your bank, you remember, Dan told me to put money in the bank and keep saving so I can go on trips and I can take myself to college and I can do great things and do whatever I want in this great country. Today I've got with me Trice Johnson. Hello, Trice. Trice, you're a character. I've had some fun talking to you a little bit about what you've been doing and what's going on, and I just want you to tell us a little bit about all your experience. And I mean, you've done so much for being just 10 years old. So tell me, when did you first start riding?
Well, I've always started, well, it's been in our family to like always ride. All of us have always rode, and I guess I don't really know when I started riding, but I was pretty young, I know that.
I understand you've won a few prizes.
Yes.
And this is one beautiful saddle. How did you win that saddle?
Well, it's for the all-around event, and it's like it isn't just one specific event, it's all of the events, and whoever has the most points total over all the events gets the saddle.
Wow. And where was that?
In the JRCA Association.
Here in Amarillo?
No, we rodeo in different spots, in different places usually every other weekend.
Every other weekend you're out there rodeoing.
Yes.
Do you enjoy the rodeo?
Yes, I do.
That's great. One of the things I like to talk about when we're on our show is the fact that I think the younger generation today is not getting outside enough. They're not getting outside and playing with the animals and working on the farm and just being active, doing anything. You don't have to be on a farm to be active. You can ride your bike and do all kinds of things, but just to be more active versus staying at home all the time. Do you like sitting at home or do you like being outside?
I like being outside because if I sit inside, I just get bored and I don't have anything to do.
I like it. So you're out there working with the animals and learning to rope. And do you work at home? Do you help your dad and mom?
Yes, I really have been helping my dad during the blizzard. After the blizzard, I think it's been like 4 days we've been out helping my dad.
So you had a blizzard, so you guys had to go out and go try to get all the cattle back.
Yes.
And how many hours were you out there riding?
Well, mostly every day it took all day long.
All day long, out there on a horse, bringing the cattle back in from the blizzard because they got out.
Yes.
Wow. And I understand you lost some cattle too.
Yes, we mainly lost a bunch of them in the Playa Lakes.
That's,
falling in.
and they fell in the lakes?
Yes.
Wow, that's terrible. Well, that's weather, right? I mean, there was nothing you can do about that. The weather just takes over, and the next thing you know, you got to get out there and fight it and figure it out. It was great that you were able to get out there and help your dad and bring those cattle in.
Yes, because it's really good because that's mainly the only job my dad has, so we don't get really any money if we don't have the cattle.
And if your dad's out there making some money, he's also putting a roof over your head and putting some meat in your belly.
Yes.
You're watching On the Road with Noble Outfitters.
I have a young man here called Jackson Frank. Is it Jackson Frank or Jackson Frankfurter?
Jackson Frank.
Jackson Frank, okay. Well, Jackson Frank is quite a character, and we're going to have a nice chat with him about all the different things that he does. And obviously, this is not your normal look today, so you're dressed up as a rodeo clown. Are you a rodeo clown?
Yes, I am.
And tell me about that. Where do you rodeo clown?
I fight calf steers, 600-pound bulls.
600-pound bulls. Well, you probably weigh about 30 pounds yourself, so you got to make sure you get out of the way of those bulls, huh?
Yeah, I guess so.
You better, absolutely. How old are you?
8.
And I understand you have a nickname. What's your nickname?
Snack pack.
Snack Pack. Do you think you're going to be a bull rider one of these days?
Yes, I am.
Yes, there's no question about it, huh? You're going to be. Okay, I like that. I like that determination, I'll tell you that much. Well, tell me about your chores. Do you have to do anything when you get up in the morning and work around the house?
Yes, I do.
And tell me a little bit about your house. Do you have a farm? You have animals?
I have a farm and animals.
And how many animals you got?
50 head of heifers
Yeah.
and 20 horses.
50 head of heifers, 20 horses. So do you have to help out and keep things clean and muck the stalls? And do you do that every morning?
I don't work the stalls every morning.
Okay, tell me what you do.
Every morning, I actually feed my dog, feed cows, my horse.
And how do you earn money? I mean, because you actually earn some money to pay for your fees and stuff. So tell me about that.
Well, my grandpa pays for one of my rodeos, and then I rodeo and work that money back and pay for my next rodeo.
I like it.
And work that money back.
So you're kind of like a businessman already. 8 years old. You know, if I told you that the average age of a youngster in the United States going to work today was 18 years old, would you believe me? I mean, that's kind of crazy, isn't it? And you're working already and you're 8 years old. So, you know, I always tell kids and I try to explain to them that you learn 3 ways. You learn at home, for your mom and daddy telling you things to do at home and doing the right things. You learn at school and how to do math and different things in school, but you also learn working. You learn responsibility from working. And without that third leg of the stool, getting out and working, you're just not learning everything you need to learn. So I just appreciate that you're out there working and learning as a young person. We've got the Schatzwell family here. What's your name, young man?
Brayton Schatzwell.
Brayton. Your name, sweetheart?
Brista Schatzwell.
Mista?
Brista.
Brista.
Braxton Schatzwell.
And Braxton. Okay, the Schatzwell team. All right. So we want to know a little bit about you guys. So how old are you?
8.
8,
9.
9,
11.
and 11. Okay, so which one of you is a horseback rider, or do you ride horses?
I ride horses.
You ride horses? You ride horses? And you ride horses? You ride horses? What's your horse's name?
Cookie.
Who?
Cookie.
Cookie. And why Cookie?
Because he likes to eat cookies.
Cookie likes to eat cookies. I like that. How about you, sis? What's your horse's name?
Freckles.
Freckles. Well, you got a few freckles yourself. You're cuter than a bug, though. And how about you, brother?
Jazzy.
Jazzy. Jazzy, Freckles, and Cookie. All right. Well, that's some cool names for some horses. And just because you have horses, it's not all fun and games, right? I mean, if you have horses, you got to do some cleanup. You got to take care of the horses. You got to feed them. Tell me about that. Tell me what you do.
Well, I do the poles and barrels on horses.
So you barrel race your horse? I love it. And sis, what do you do?
Barrel racing poles.
Barrel racing poles. And brother?
I barrel race poles, and I've just now started trying to rope off of it.
And what do you think about this toy section here?
I think it's awesome.
Yeah, they got some pretty cool stuff. Okay, I'll tell you what. You've all done a really good job. So I think I'm going to give all of you a pick of whatever toy you'd like here, and I'm going to buy that for you so you can take it home and remember me. Does that be good? All right. Thank you very much for spending the time with me. I appreciate it. Stay tuned for more of On the Road with Noble Outfitters. And now for my favorite part of the show, the Noble Child of Tomorrow. We have with us today Jacqueline Aldridge, and she's going to share with us how she's won all these wonderful trophies showing her cattle. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Good.
So, when did you get started doing this? You look so young in these pictures.
I know, I started showing when I was 8 years old, but I got into it when I was 6 because I started showing mini Herefords around at jackpots and everything, and my parents, they got me into it.
Now, how old are you now?
I am 13.
13 years old. How old were you here? And it looks like you're just a little baby almost, and look at the size of that steer.
I know, I was around, I think, 10, because that wasn't too long ago. I was about 10 years old.
Okay, and then this one over here, you're not even as tall as the animal.
I know. I used to have to stand on my tippy toes to just see the judge or look over my steer. But I was around, I think, 9.
And what'd you win here,
show.
Parker County?
I won reserve champion there.
Amazing. Cool, great for you. You know, one of the things that I want people to understand, and I want to send a message to the kids that are out there, is that you're young. You're very young, but in your mind you're not, and in your soul you're not. You're out there working. You have taken responsibility at a very young age. Do you know that the average age of a kid going to work in the United States today is 18 years old? And that's just crazy, because could you imagine, you're only 13, you've won all these trophies, done all this stuff, taken all this responsibility, started when you're 8 years old. Can you imagine, like, you can't do anything until you get to be 18? I mean, that's 5 years from now, you know?
I know.
So I just appreciate that you've done this, and just, I mean, are you having fun doing this? Is that why you do it?
I have a lot of fun doing this. I love to go in the show ring and see what I'm gonna win, and I just have a smile on my face when I go in and come out, even when I win or lose. I might be a little upset if I lose, but you know, I had fun doing it the whole entire time.
And it's hard work. I mean, this is not easy work.
Yes,
what time
sir.
do you have to get up in the morning to take care of your animals?
Around like 6 or 7, 7-ish probably.
A couple hours before school, and then you got to take care of the animals, and then after school you got to dig back in and start your training.
Yes, sir.
So it's every day, and they don't stop. They don't take the day off, you know.
Oh no.
So you muck the stalls and do whatever you have to do.
Yes, sir. I do. I have to clean out the barn and stuff and help with everything. And
do you help around the house too?
yes, sir.
Yeah. And I've got a little gift for you. I have a crisp $100 bill for you that I'd like for you to start a bank account. And I want you to put this in the bank, and I want you to start your bank account, and I want you to become a successful person.
Thank you.
One of these days, you may be the President of the United States.
Maybe. Thank you.
Thank you.
One question.
Yeah.
Did I seriously just get $100?
You absolutely did.
Wait, that's not, did you really get that?
One question.
I might save it and a few dollars might
go missing to this stuff.
Oh, you might
But,
visit.
yeah.
You might visit the toy department.
Yeah, but I'm gonna try and save it.
Try and save it. Well, hey, at least it's an effort, right?
Yeah.